Oh boy, May is gonna be a busy month. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is April and we're actually doing a TBR for May because I've been reading so slowly lately because I've had a lot going on. But in May, I am making time for reading again. Okay, we are making time for reading again and we're actually gonna put together a TBR. In May, I'm actually participating in 2 readathons. The first one hosted by Books with Lexi. This is Escape the Readathon. I am part of Team Snack Squad. I think that's what it's called. Listen, I just heard food and I went there. This readathon is very carnival based. It's also kind of like an escape room type of team-based readathon. It's happening, I think, the entire month of May. So I really wanted to kind of be involved in it. I haven't done a very involved readathon, I think, since the last one Maggie did. So there's a lot of different prompts on it. So I kind of put together some choices for that readathon. But also in May is Books Forever After Crystal. She put together a historical romance readathon called the Ever After Historical Romance Readathon. And I really wanted to get into some more historical romances for that one as well. So I kind of like merged the two together. So that's how I came up with this TBR. I'm mainly going off of the prompts from Escape the Readathon because that one is a monthly one and I'm just gonna fit in the historical romances where I can. Crystal's readathon, it is only a week. It's from May 17th to the 25th. And there are prompts for that. There's like a bingo card and everything, which is really cool, but I'm probably not going to be going off of that as much. I just want to read historical romance. So I'm going to participate in just reading historical romance. I'm really glad I'm not part of a team and collecting points because, ooh, I would kill my team. First prompt is Good Fortune, and this one was most read genre. And for this one, I'm choosing a historical romance because that is one of my most read genres. And then choosing Aphrodite and the Duke by J.J. McAvoy. I've had this on my shelf for way too long. I wanted to read it for way too long, so I'm just gonna put it on here. And hopefully I get to it. In fact, maybe I should make this one of the first ones because this is probably the oldest book on my TBR. The next prompt is The Unfair Wheel, and these are books at the top of my TBR. I did do a video about this, but I have 2, honestly, that are physical that I want to read that are on the top of my physical TBR. So I'm going to choose between either another historical romance, which is The Highwayman's Folly by Daria Vernon. This is a like kidnapping highwayman kind of romance. And then I have The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee. This is brand new. I love it. Fantasy romance. Really want to read it. I swear one day I will get my shit together and charge my batteries before I start filming. Today is not that day. So the next prompt was Cutthroat Circus. This is a cover that matches any team leader YouTube thumbnail. I was just gonna pick like something that matches the same color because I don't think I read a lot of the same books that they read. But I noticed there was one book that was mentioned in my team chat that everybody kind of wanted to read. It is a horror, it is not a romance, and I'm down for that. It's also kind of short. So Tastes Like Candy, this horror romance, it was a really cute cover. I saw somebody have this on their thumbnail. So I'm like, hey, it matches because it's exact. So I just, you know, honestly, I just went with it. I just went with it. And y'all know my TBRs. I'll probably change my mind a million times anyways. So there's that one. For Heads Up, you need to read an author you have read from before. And for this one, I'm choosing an arc. I'm going to be reading Fiasco by Constance Fay. Space opera, sci-fi romance, action adventure, tons of action adventure. I absolutely loved the first one, gave it 5 stars. It's just a good fun time. So I really want to read this next one. Horsing Around, which is probably going to be my most hated prompt because I don't like to read things that intimidate me and it wants me to read an intimidating book. For this one, I actually have 2 choices physically. I'm trying to really get back into reading my physical books. I have a debut book called Midnight Strikes by Ziba Shanaz. This has like Groundhog's Day vibes, where something happens in a castle with all these royal people, and then time resets itself over and over and over, and she has to kind of stop this war explosion, something, you know, something bad happening, okay? So time just keeps resetting itself until she gets it right. I love that idea. I love a good Groundhog Day. And then the one that I have, again, probably had on my physical shelves out here the longest, Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, Dark Academia. This is the second book. I really need to figure out what happened to the main character, Darlington. I think his name was Darlington. Yes, I think that is right. I really need to find out what happened. And I've heard this one is really good, so need to read that one as well. That's in one of my other intimidating books. Also, another intimidating book that I've had from the library. I've checked it out twice already and I never got to it. If it comes in again, I'm reading it. It's What the River Knows by Isabella Ibanez. Becky loved this book and I know many others have, and I really want to read it. It's like the mummy vibes kind of thing, lots of Egyptian stuff, and yeah, I really want to read it. It's intimidating to me because it's YA and it's not a romance. So, well, it has romantic elements, but it's not like a romance that I read, you know, that kind of thing. For Bullseye Battle, you have to read a new to you author, and for this one I'm choosing our Mood Readers book club pick with Crystal. We're reading Untouched by Anna Campbell. She mentioned what this book was about, but I've already forgotten. Slow burn, maybe? It's a slow burn romance. And I don't remember what else, but it is historical and I'm gonna read it. No Strings Attached with his A Friend Recommends, and Maggie has recommended this to me several times. Well, she's pretty much recommended it to everybody, but Carnival Crepes by Aiden Pierce. This is a Why Choose with a bunch of carnival people. It's dark, it's weird, and I want to read it. So there's that book. Hard hitter is read a 5-star prediction. I have 2 choices for this one, and that is The Stranger I Wed by Harper St. George, which is a historical romance. I've given a lot of 4 and 5 stars to Harper St. George's books in the past, so I'm expecting no less for this one. Also, my most anticipated book of the year, The Throne of Honor and Blood by J. Bree. I gave the first one 5 gazillion stars. It was my favorite book of last year, and I'm expecting this one to be just as good. Maybe that's some pretty high expectations, but I am there, okay? I am there. And then the last choice is a poll pick. So I'm gonna put a poll on my community page here on YouTube, but I need your guys' help with this one because I have 2 choices for this book. It's gonna be an audiobook for me. So I need you guys to just tell me which one to read. Either Taken to Varaxia, which is by Elizabeth Stevens, which is an alien romance where both characters are aliens. I've been dying to read this book for a really long time. Also, Lore of the Wilds, which I've also been dying to read. This is YA. It is also a love triangle situation, which I don't hate. I don't hate. Something about a magical library and 2 fae, and she's a scholar type person. Okay, I've heard mixed things about this book, but I am getting a special edition. I don't have it yet. It should be soon, but that's kind of why I want to read this, but I'm gonna read it on audiobook. So these are my choices. I need your help in deciding. You can either leave a comment below and let me know if you want Taken to Varaxia. Is there an alien emoji? Give me an alien emoji. If you want Lore of the Wilds, give me a book, okay? Alien book. So that is my TBR for May. Fingers crossed I get some of these books done. But I am really gonna try to get back to my reading habits in May. I am really looking forward to all of these books. So let's just see how many I actually get to. Thank you for joining me. As always, have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time. Bye.